Friends, this week we focused on the main idea. Remember that the main idea is the most important idea in a story. Good readers pay attention to the main idea to help them understand what they are reading. Friends, I'm going to read a story to you about an astronaut landing on the moon. I want you to think about what is the main idea in that story. Listen carefully as I read the selection. When I'm done, I'm going to ask you to tell me the main idea. Friends, this story has no pictures, so I will invite you to use your imagination to make your own pictures. Man on the Moon by Anastasia Suin. Moon. Do you remember your first visitors? It was 1969. Astronauts Collins, Aldrin, and Armstrong suited up. Each had flown in space before, but no one had ever touched the moon. No one. Some said it couldn't be done. Astronauts Collins, Aldrin, and Armstrong were going to try. Into Apollo 11 they climbed. The countdown began. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift off. Lift off. Apollo 11 has cleared the tower. Saturn V shot them into the sky. Around the Earth they flew as the rockets dropped off. Then whoosh, straight for the moon. Hours and days passed. The people on Earth watched the astronauts on TV. Over and over the capsule turned. Suddenly, the sky went dark. It was the moon. For the first time, Apollo 11 saw the moon. The astronauts circled, looking for a place to land. In the morning, their spacecraft would separate. Columbia, named after Columbus, would sail around the moon. The Eagle, like a bird, would fly there. The next day, Aldrin and Armstrong climbed into the Eagle. Collins, in Columbia, pressed a button, and off the Eagle flew. Buttons and gadgets, switches and lights. Alarms rang again and again. In the control room, Houston said, "Go." The Eagle flew on. On the moon, craters loomed. The Eagle was going too fast. Armstrong took the controls and began to fly. Houston and the Earth waited. 50 feet, 30 feet, 20 feet, 10 feet. Contact! Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. With cameras rolling, as millions watched, astronaut Neil Armstrong touched the moon. "That's one small step for man," he said. "One giant leap for mankind." Aldrin and Armstrong took pictures, collected rocks, and planted the American flag. Hours later, the Eagle left the moon and linked up again with Columbia. Home again, Collins, Aldrin, and Armstrong splashed down in the Pacific Ocean. Some said it couldn't be done. Mike Collins, Buzz Aldrin, and Neil Armstrong proved them wrong and made history. The end. What an exciting story about the first men on the moon. Friends, who are the people or the characters in this story, Man on the Moon? There was 3. Do you remember? Mike Collins, Buzz Aldrin, and Neil Armstrong. What do they use to get to the moon? A rocket first. Do you remember the rocket's name? It was called Apollo 2. And then their spacecraft had a name, Columbia. Right. What do the people on Earth do? How did they watch the astronauts? Yes, on television. Everyone was watching them. What do the astronauts do once they land on the moon? Right, they take pictures, collect rocks, and plant the American flag. Friends, now here's your big question. What is this story, Man on the Moon, all about? What is the main idea of this story? Not the details. We know the details, but what's the big idea that the author wants us to know? This story is about the first time people land on the moon. That's the main idea. The first men on the moon. Good listening ears. Remember, stay healthy, helpful, and calm.